are really suffering from false presentations because you don't recognize it. All the TV shows, all these magazines, everything, they have tens of hundreds of people that make that possible. So when Oprah does her show or any of these other people, they're not doing everything. They get dressed, somebody does their makeup, they come sit in the chair, and they have cameraman, they have person for the lighting, they have person for the advertisements, they have a person to hold up the information, everything. So that when you go and sit in front of your TV or on your phone, etc., oh, it looks so easy. Oh my goodness, you know, everything's so smooth, whatever. And you get sold into that to think that that is how everything works, and it's so simple. So then when you get a chance to really see the step-by-step process to create, then you're like, oh, well, they don't know what they're doing, and no, and why it's like this, and whoa. And you don't even understand all the steps that have to happen before you get that finished product. And that's how you're robbed of your creativity. That's how you're robbed of not being able to think through step by step as to what it takes to make a masterpiece. So I don't mind showing this to you because I know what it takes behind stage, etc. And that's why we ask you, why are you sitting up there looking at a game? Why are you sitting up there knitting something, etc., when you have people like us to bring the science to you, bring the information to you, what you need for the present future, and you're sitting up there wasting your time. So what if it's okay for you to know the scores of a game? Well, yeah, you should know that, but you should also know what's happening on your planet, how much radiation you're receiving, what's poison in your water, what's the situation with your food, what's happening on Mother Earth, why is she burning, why is she flooding, why are the fish poisoned? You need to know all that. And so when we ask you to get involved in something that's going to save your life, save your future generations, so that you can be here indefinitely, which is how you were born to be, not to shrivel up and die, maybe you'll switch your values. Because I am really at my wit's end of hustling and trying to cover up all these things that you all don't want to learn and participate in. Now, if I had y'all every time I did one of this would be real cute, like a commercial. It looks like Tyler Perry produced it. But it doesn't happen when we only have two people. I'm sitting here holding cameras for you, for us, because what good is it for me to study this information, etc., and not get it to you? I don't want to be on the planet by myself. You shouldn't want to be here either. So understand, we can both be here together. We can be here by hundreds and thousands, etc., if we work together. So get your values together and let's do something great right now for ourselves so that our future doesn't have to suffer because they were robbed of their creativity because they weren't around people that showed them how to build something step by step. This is important. So I came to you today to talk about you being prepared for what's happening right now. Here we have people that were flooded out here just from yesterday from the heavy rains, Georgia, Michigan, etc. The dams are breaking, everything. How are you going to master that? Okay, we had somebody yesterday just got on the TV talking about how to go into the store to get things because they're disappearing from the shelves. The ships can't get through. There's not enough people on the docks to basically unload these containers. What are you sitting up there doing? And who's telling you that? So I say to you, if you're smart, you're going to get your ready and able manual so you can see what to do when the lights go out again. The lights went out here yesterday in Michigan and some other places, etc. 68,000 people. What are you going to do when the gas goes? You went through a neighborhood, you could smell the gas. They've been working on the streets. Uh-oh, we're sorry, we busted a gas main. So now what are they going to do? Can't no hot water for them. How are they going to cook? Whatever. You should know all this. Ready and able manual. Here it is right here. Please, please, come on now. This is the global reset for everybody, for Mother Earth, etc. Are you going to change your values? Are you going to basically get involved in your life and living? Change, change, change. So this manual is 100-something pages that tells you how to deal with everything. Come on now, learn how to basically thrive. You're always on the edge, just scraping by, whatever else, etc. You need to stop that because it's only a state of consciousness. I'm sitting here looking at thousands and thousands of trees. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of leaves are on these trees here. There's no lack. All the grass, I don't know how many blades of grass are right in this little patch of yard here in front of me. Look at these plants behind me. Can you see? Did the phone go out or can you see? These are, I call them man-eating. My little man-eating plants here, we planted them so little here, and look how they're growing. So everything is flourishing except for us because we don't know how to communicate and come together. So these people want you to buy Hellman's mayonnaise and buy some more pizzas and buy this alcohol, buy this cigarette. They don't care if you don't come together. As long as you bring your little one self in there and drop your money for them, too bad. But they're together. They're together as a corporation. They're together as a family sucking up your money. And what do you have to show for it, okay? Because you didn't speak to the neighbor next door, the people across the street. You haven't figured out we need to come together and clean up the community. Okay, get the grease spots off our driveways. You haven't figured that out. It's known as care and maintenance. What are you doing for your body? This is Friday the 13th. Wake up. Change is on us. Are you changing? So, with that said, Ready and Able manual, please get yours. Again, please let the people know next door, across the street, your family, and tell them to get their own manual. They need to print it out, download it in their phone, so they at any moment can basically get the information they need. You spend all kind of money on all kind of things, but now $19.99 for your manual for the rest of your life, pay for it and let everybody else pay for it. Don't say, oh girl, I'll get this for you and whatever. You've been doing this to me for generations almost. Every time I look up, oh, Dr. Jewel, oh, somebody gave me your tape and somebody gave me this, whatever. You didn't buy it from me. You go right there to my website and these things are available for you. But you didn't get it from me. Instead of you basically saying, yeah, go to her website and get it, because that keeps us working. That keeps us so we can have enough people to get our job done. So you take upon yourself to take my information that I had to pay for the research. I had to take the time to synthesize. I had to take the time of how I'm going to get it presented to you. And then you just give it away and distribute it free. How thoughtless of you, because you don't understand how to work with the people that support you. Can we stop this foolishness? Stop it. Now, last call. Come on now. We're not going to have any more Katrinas. Oh, I didn't know. You're going to be waving up in the air for somebody to come and save you out of your mess because you didn't invest in getting knowledge and information on how you could be like those other people. They went through those blocks 2 or 3 times and found out 3 months later, people was up in their attic, crossing their legs, looking at their old videos that they had stored for this time. They had food, they had their toilets, they had all their stuff together. And as long as they were way above the water levels, it was no problem for them to rush out in the streets and jump up in somebody's boat or wave on the roof for somebody to save them, because they did what? They invested their money bit by bit in what they needed, so that if things change, and they're changing, they were able to just lay back and not get up in the streets with you fighting and scuffling over diapers and water, when that should have been part of your priority. If you have young children, if you know you have, why don't you have enough? Where's your medication? If you still haven't figured out how to resolve high blood pressure, diabetes, etc., why don't you have it, whatever you need, until you can figure it out? But you're going to rush up to the drugstore hoping that they got your prescription filled or whatever. What are you doing with your time? And where are you investing your money and your resources? Wake up. This is the global reset, the last call. It's not going to be any more calls, because you're not going to be able to get through these times if you don't wake up and change. Again, buy your manual and tell as many people as possible to get your Ready and Able manual. Vitamins and minerals from A to Z. Can you show them the vitamin and minerals from A to Z? Here, you need to understand about melanin. All the brown people, all the black people, all the olive yellow colored people. We kept our thoughts at a certain level where we can still make what? Sunshine in every cell of our body. What do you think melanin is? And you've been sitting up here wanting to bleach your skin and put on all kind of foolishness to block out the sun from radiating out of your skin, absorbing it from the sun, etc. Study and find out who you are and thrive. So all of my sisters and brothers here, that their state of consciousness has blocked the production of melanin in their tissues, they got to change. And that is why they're having to, as they think, cope with the brown people. Not understanding that they couldn't even have a body if they didn't come out of blackness. I don't care how white you are, you had to come through blackness before you could get here. If your genes weren't covered with 100% pure blackness in its pigmented form known as melanin, you couldn't even get here. Your programs stored in protein as DNA would have been so twisted and muted, you would have been a big deformity and not been able to synchronize with this planet to survive. So these are the truths that are not telling you, and it's all written and proven, stored away from you because you don't want to spend the time going to the library and digging and asking why don't they have this information. Now I'm pausing here for you to get a grip on yourself and make some decisions here. Make Friday the 13th the greatest day in your life and change and get some information. And if you can spend 2 hours looking at these ball games and whatever else, no problem. That means you need to spend 4 hours studying about you. 4 hours a week, since you're going to spend 2 hours on the game. 6 hours a week since you want to go out every night and party. So we can have it all, but don't be a fool, don't be ignorant, and don't walk around here not knowing who you are and being prepared to stay in body. And that's all I'm going to say today. Get your brain balanced. Balance your brain. Every Friday, we're giving out high quality information for those of you who have enough brain tissue to comprehend it. And if you don't, and you know you don't, then get busy just changing. Join our brain balancing program, djbp.life. djbp.life. Put it in Google, whoever else, etc. Come to our website. Okay? You've got to get more brain tissue to be closer to who you are, a living God, to get through this global reset. Don't fool yourself and waste it. You're paying $700 for shoes and all kind of stuff. That's cute. But you should be paying on your brain balancing program too at the same time. If not, you need to put that on your brain balancing program and recognize the shoes will be here. Maybe you're even to create even better shoes once you get your brain balance. So put your money on you first. Not in your stomach, not on your back, but actually inside, deep inside, in this brain. I love you, everybody. For those of you who are balancing your brain with me, I'll see you on Friday. Come to our Universal Principle Support Group on Sunday, 4:30. For those of you who really want to know how the cosmos works, join us on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. The Knowledge Book. You need to be reading the Knowledge Book. Bye-bye.